Market conditions remaining bullish in this bull market with a bull market rank of 26.19, still hovering in that higher end of that momentum range. Seeing some continued stability in that current trend as of yesterday's market activity. We're seeing momentum holding that bullish trend location. It's been between extreme and right on the edge of the range bound location here also, and but hovering now inside of that momentum zone. We're seeing breadth also continue to hold up, at least overall inside of that momentum zone, and also sentiment, which had been showing a little bit of divergence right here. You can see divergence between this and price, and that is an indication of some sentiment weakness that could be happening at these levels also. Let's jump over and take a look at the buy-sell ratio. Buy-sell ratio, we're seeing at 0.69, continue to see weakness in the buy-sell ratio. You're seeing the red above green in this case. That means bears are gaining some control over the overall internal as far as the number of stocks moving up versus the number of stocks moving down. When red is above green, that gives us a buy-sell ratio less than 1. And anytime we have less than 1, that gives us a little bit more of a bearish overall market sentiment. That's where we're at in terms of internal breadth. We want to be aware of that, even though markets as a whole, oftentimes S&P 500 particularly, is controlled by about 20 stocks, and so that can continue to move higher, even though the larger market breadth is starting to soften here a little bit. We did see a breakout on S&P 500 right here, breakout above this price point. As of yesterday, it held up that range. That next level of support is sitting right at 564 on S&P 500. We're also seeing the triple Qs, which is technology, the NASDAQ 100, holding momentum and getting a bounce off of that location. So seeing some additional strength in technology right here as we're approaching mid-month in October, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average also continuing that breakout pattern, and a good solid confirmation bar a couple of days ago, a little smaller bottoming tail bar, so you're getting some demand still in these areas for the Dow Jones Industrial Average. We still have yet to see a real significant support bottom in bonds. Long-term bond TLT continuing to show weakness right here. Bond market has concerns about interest rates as some of these recent economic numbers have come out a little bit higher in inflation and a little bit higher on economic strength, both things that the Federal Reserve doesn't necessarily want, because we need to lower interest rates. In this case, the bond market is saying that the Fed is not going to be able to lower interest rates based on some of that economic data, and we're seeing that as well with SHY. Continue seeing weakness here in the short end of the yield curve. That's SHY. If we jump over to sectors and take a look at how we look in that with that perspective, we're continuing seeing that kind of that mixed bag here, where we've got a bulk in buy, a bulk in hold, and a minority in sell. But these are showing some weakness. These are showing some strength. That's kind of again what our buy-sell ratio is telling us, is that we've got a few things that are doing well, a few things that are not, and a few things that are kind of stuck in the middle right there. Commodities have been having a real nice bounce here. Silver up 1.5%, almost 2% yesterday. It had kind of fallen through this this support rung down into that corrective 382 structure, and seeing that trend structure moving back into that hold range. That can be a transitionary structure. It can also be just a support range, as it is entering into a little bit deeper counter trend, and seeing that on SLV, some support here in the shorter term. Also gold, which has held momentum in above the 236 location, working on a counter trend, getting a little bit of strength here in the last day or two. Not a lot. The one commodity that is finding some nice strength here is USO, which is oil, up another 3% yesterday, with about a 3% move the day before that as well. So some strength here in oil. We talked about this trend starting to shift as we're going from the downtrending to the non-trending back into the momentum trend. That overall trend shift has been starting and been working on. You can see that demand and that strength coming back into USO. If we jump over and look at a couple of muscle stock ideas for the day, QTTB, which is the top of the list, it's been a really big mover here. It's gone just in this last move from July from $20 to $50, having a retracement, pulling back, moving back up to the momentum zone. Not a big confirmation bar today or as of yesterday, but 2 days ago increasing volume and a good bounce off that level. So you're seeing support right here at that 44.50 range on QTTB. Also looking at IDR, which is in the gold space. Again, those gold stocks, as gold and silver continue to hold and find some strength, watching for some of those in your scans as well. You've got support right here at 15 on IDR. That'll do it for today's update. Everyone have a fantastic day today.